And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, here we are, Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. We want to educate, entertain, enlighten, but most importantly, we want to engage you in an effort to help you win in any marketplace.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it, 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-670-7372. Don't forget our number. Bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. I implore you to check out consumerqb.com. You can see links to all of our expert contributors, the finest folks in all of Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region that we've assembled, we've vetted, and we bring on the air to help you understand more about your daily decisions in life. All types of areas that we can help you, 80-plus show partners, and that we've vetted and we bring on the air to help you understand more about your buying decisions, help you avoid a lot of the commission-based advice that's so prevalent in our community. And we don't care if you're climbing a corporate ladder, if you throw a ladder in your truck on the way to work, this show's for you. And it's Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me today. We got Fred Muth representing Tampa Screens and Aluminum. Welcome in, sir.
Well, thank you, and thank you for making me the opening act. And Snoop Dogg, you gotta follow this act, buddy.
Yeah.
you gotta do it.
I'm ready to do it. Snoop Dogg's here.
Jay Smith's in the house as well. A Snoop Inspection. Welcome in, sir.
Always glad to be here.
Yes, sir. My pleasure. So we've got a dynamic duo here today. We've got some folks that are going to help educate around the real estate space. We're going to have some fun with you, too. We got the top 10 movie sets in Florida, from Key Largo to Magic Mike. The Sunshine State has enjoyed the Hollywood spotlight for decades. Kind of talk about some of these movies that have been involved here in the Florida sunshine. And we have our feel-good story of the week, a good one for you today. 17-year-old deaf and blind dog helps searchers find missing 3-year-old girl. Find out more about that later in our show. And we want to give a shout-out to Brio Tuscan Grill, our restaurant partner. The official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show is Brio Tuscan Grill. They have a special offer right now for our listeners. All you have to do is mention the Consumer Quarterback Show, and they're going to give you a free appetizer. They're going to hook you up with a free appetizer. Spicy shrimp and eggplant, beef carpaccio. You've got awesome pizzas, as well as the calamari is great over there as well. They got a great, friendly staff, and they take good care of us over there at Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza, 2223 Northwest Shore Boulevard, right there at the International Plaza. Say hello to the folks and let them know the real estate quarterback sent you, and you're going to get hooked up with a free appetizer now, special for our listeners. All right, Consumer Quarterback Show helping you win. Hot listing here from Platinum MVP Realty, and we actually have a open house going on over at 6705 Cromwell Garden Drive, Apollo Beach. This is an open house being held by Julie and Michelle, the homegirls on our team at Platinum MVP Realty. You got Sundays 11 to 2. We've got an open house going on over at Cromwell Garden Drive, Apollo Beach. And it's a beautiful property, 4 bedrooms, 2 bath, $320,000 just listed, just hit the market 2 weeks ago. 4 bedrooms, 2 bath, 2-car garage. A beautiful property here in Apollo Beach. Great place to look at investing in real estate. And another property here in St. Pete, compliments of PlatinumMVPRealty.com. 297 45th Avenue Northeast, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, direct access out into the bay. You go cruise your boat downtown St. Petersburg, $499,000. It's on a lot and a half, over 3,100 square feet at 297 45th Avenue. Beautiful property in Tampa Bay. Great place to live, work, and play.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
And let's go ahead and jump right into it. So Fred Muth, Jay Smith in the house here. Fred, let's start with you. Let's talk about, you are able to help homeowners add value to their home, be able to enjoy their home much more efficiently as well, with that in-between space between the under AC and that outside humidity that folks have. They have that beautiful opportunity to build on a nice screen aluminum room.
Well, I love the phrase that you've coined, the in-between space. I use it daily, and it's truly that's what it is. People come to Florida from the Northeast, from where other directions in the country. The first thing they say to me is they want a lanai. Okay, they come to Florida, they want a lanai. A lot of the times they're not sure what a lanai is because there's a vast varieties of styles and this and that and the other. So basically, they come here to get away from the cold. Then they put their air conditioners on so severe in the house that they need to be outside to get away from that cold. And I'm not saying this being humorous. I hear this, and I was the same way. I came from Philadelphia. I did the same thing. And they're outside now. They're burning up in the sun. They want to go to the in-between spaces, which is what we build. So when they come to Florida and they buy their home and they buy their lanai, so to speak, they spend so much time in that in-between space. And, you can get a good 9 months of the year in the in-between space. It's a little rough in the, July and August, et cetera, when it's extremely hot. However, with some of the fans that are available, it makes it more livable.
Yeah, and you're going to add value onto your home by utilizing that extra space. It's it's not counted as under air square footage, but I tell you what, when it comes down between buying a home that does not have a lanai, porch, patio, whatever you want to call it, right? Whatever the lingo is, folks are going to buy that house before they're going to buy the other one.
Yeah, and in other parts of the country, the in-between space is the porch. Right. And it's the same thing. It's cold outside, it's warm inside. They go out on their porch, but it's a different style of a lanai. Down here, obviously, you can use the screen roofs and give a lot of different options. You can't use the screen roofs in the north because they cannot take the snow load.
Right. Yeah. So there's a range of styles. I know over the years you built some pretty unique, and you go out there and design them. You're on the sales side. You're out there helping on the front end to design these properties to cater to anyone's needs or wants.
Aside from the commissions, that is the best part of the job. It's interesting because I've been doing it so long. I could do other things. I carry several licenses, including a fishing license. Just kidding. But the thing is, we go out, and the guys that are in the business, that stay in the business, we get the reward of the design. And it's nice when the room is completed. Everybody's happy. The homeowner thanks you. Yeah. Because they really couldn't see the design that you were trying to come up with initially. And it is part of my position to make them believe what I can see in my mind's eye, so to speak.
Right.
For the final product. And, for us, it's second nature.
Yeah.
For them, they just want a lanai, and they're not sure what it is.
Yeah, the best way to structure it, the best way to, position it, how to position it,
That's
the
correct.
Permitting process, setbacks, or you got to take setbacks into account from the lines.
Do you have to bring that up? I mean, the permitting's very rough right now. With the influx of people coming into the state, all of the new construction, of course, a screen lanai permit, 4 to 6 weeks is absurd. The excuse from the counties and et cetera is we have too many homes to pull permits for instead of your screen enclosure right away. So we go on the back burner. It's a small product.
Right.
However, I always take my hat off to the city of Tampa. We can walk it through in 1 day.
Wow.
Okay, after we get the engineering, we can go into the city and come out with that same permit that day. So what is different between the city of Tampa and XYZ County? I don't want to pick on any of them because I got quite a few permits.
Be careful what you say there,
I got to be careful, yeah. So, I mean, there's no reason for it to take that long.
And why does it? I mean, when you look at some of these properties, I mean, is it just sheer caseload? There's only 4, 5, 6, 7 people in that department.
Caseload, and they're hiring new people from other states that are clueless as to the procedure.
Right.
And
for training.
I just went through 2 of them this week where they declined my permit for it's been in for weeks. They declined it because they missed the engineering for the concrete slab. They missed it. It was on page 2. They only looked at page 1. So, we got it.
Over,
we got it resolved, and the response was we hired a new person, and they were unaware. Well, that's fine. But I had a pretty angry customer. Over the weekend, I took a couple of nasty phone calls. When he goes online, he finds out his permit's denied.
Yeah.
I said, well, I got to get to the bottom of this. Give me till Monday. So Monday morning, we got it straightened out. He's not angry anymore.
Yeah, it happens. Those are the scenarios that play out in business, and then, then it's the salespeople that have to eat the, stuff.
Yeah, you're experiencing some things, I'm sure, with your new construction of your new home.
Yeah, it's a challenge. It is a challenge. Jay walked over there with us and walked the property, and unfortunately, we talk about kind of shifting gears now, talking to labor force. Talking about the labor force. So the track builders, the companies that are building these 40, 50 or higher unit developments, they're pooling a lot of the major resources in plumbing, electrical, framing, etc. And they're pulling the talent over there because they know that they've got job for the next 6 months, 8 months, a year, however long those projects last.
Right.
So the custom home builders, especially if it's a newer home builder, they're not getting as much. What should you say? What's the word?
Well, they're back
there?
burner. They're back burner for the labor.
They are
Exactly.
not a priority.
That's it. Priority. Yeah, exactly. Clout. However you want to say it. So that's the challenge, and then you kind of take what you get, and then it ends up making your project go longer. But we'd rather have it done right, and it take a little bit longer than
Well,
kind of deal with some of the-
I was out there as well, and I looked at your project. You apparently are on top of this thing because everything was straight, everything was in line. You're not the victim of a roundhouse if you ordered a square one. Remember that joke I threw out?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you everything is nice and plumb in your place. That's one thing when I walk up to a property, I can see it if it's out. If it's out,
Yeah.
ooh. But you're just as straight as an arrow. So I know you're on top.
We're getting there. Yeah, we're getting there. Well, thanks for that, Fred. All right, stay with us here. Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum in the house. Jay Smith, the Snoop Dog, in studio as well. A Snoop inspection. And we got our feel-good story of the week. 17-year-old deaf and blind dog helps searchers find missing 3-year-old girl. Stay with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're going to talk about our feel-good stories and coming up, the top 10 movie sets in Florida that have been featured in major Hollywood films. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Forbes Riley, celebrity TV fitness host and creator of The Spin Gym. I'm here today with Brandon Rhymes, and you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Great ways to get happy, healthy, and wealthy.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, the Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay, helping our sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties. We would love to talk to you if you're thinking about selling a property. We're looking for inventory. There is a lack of inventory in the market, and we do a great job marketing our real estate properties, maximum exposure for our sellers in lots of ways that other companies don't even touch. So we'd love to talk to any sellers out there. We'll offer you a free comparable market analysis. Basically, the same thing. You pay $500 for an appraisal. We'll give it to you for free. Compliments of Platinum MVP Realty. Just text the word value to our consumer advocate hotline, 813-670-7372. 813-670-7372. Just text the word value to our consumer advocate hotline for a free comparable market analysis. Basically the same thing. You pay $500 for an appraisal. We're going to give it to you for free. And we're giving a shout out to Mary Maids, our official cleaning partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show is Mary Maids. Welcome to your clean home. Satisfaction guaranteed by Mary Maids, our official cleaning partner. Relax, it's done. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. They are also the recipients of the Women's Choice Award here multiple times, America's most recommended cleaning services, Mary Maids. And we'd love for you to reach out to Mary Maids, let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. You're going to get special incentives when you do. And why clean your home if you're so busy and doing your work and being a single parent, whatever you're doing out there? Let Mary Maids clean your home, and they do a great job. Relax, it's done. All right, back here in studio helping you win, we got Fred Muth, a.k.a. the Tin Man, in the house. And we also have Jay Smith, the Snoop Dog, in the house as well, a Snoop inspection. So what are you seeing out there, Jay?
More new construction inspections.
Yeah.
And we're doing quite a few of those. I'm actually doing one tomorrow. It's going to be a pre-drywall inspection. So it's before they're actually covering up the walls that we're taking a look at the wiring they've run, the plumbing, actually the framing work, the whole 9 yards. And it's a pretty lengthy inspection just to double check. I mean, people got to remember right now, as busy as we are, and the fact that the trades are very stretched on personnel, you know, it's tough to make sure that they're doing everything correct. And just having another set of eyes beyond the superintendent just to check the house out is a good idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially once that drywall goes in, you don't really know what's back there. You got to start pulling stuff off. So you're saying do that pre-inspection before the drywall goes up so you can see what the plumbing looks like, the electrical, the speaker wires, the internet wires.
Just try to head off a few problems before it slows the whole process down.
Right.
Now, if you're not getting the pre-drywall, because there's a few different types of phase inspections that you can do, the pre-drywall being the largest one, but at least even get a regular inspection done before you do your walkthrough. You know, before you're getting ready to close on it. If you're closing next week, do the inspection this week and get things checked out. You never know what you're going to run into. Everyone thinks that it's going to come out perfect. Well, it doesn't. And then you move in and you may not find out about things until the day after or a week after or 2 weeks after. If you could get it taken care of while they're doing the construction, your life is a whole lot better. I mean, moving's hard enough. And now if you throw problems on top of it, it's not a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, because you're going to give the homeowner a full report, 40, 50 pages of a report that outlines every component of the property, electrical, the plumbing, the roof, on and on and on, the septic system.
Just did one a couple weeks ago, had 4 bathrooms in the house, 1 downstairs and 3 upstairs, and one of the bathrooms basically wasn't draining correctly. Most likely, I can't confirm 100%, they're going to have to look into it, but something probably fell down the pipe during the construction, didn't know it, and now that bathroom is not working correctly. So now you got an entire bathroom that's not working right.
Wow.
Now, they happen to have extra bathrooms that they could have figured out, but we saw it before they moved into the house. And, of course, the builder's getting out there and taking care of it.
How did you check that? Just running water?
Just running water.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically backing up already.
Yeah. You just run water to test everything. You're just testing the burners on the stove. You're testing the HVAC to make sure it's cooling.
Actually found some outlets that weren't working in a bedroom. The closet light wasn't working. The outlet outside the closet. I mean, no power whatsoever.
Wow.
Power all around it, but to that one location, there was
and the home builder was ready to just sign off on it, get their check,
Exactly.
their paycheck.
Exactly.
You got to get on that bathroom problem. You know, the key to a successful marriage is separate bathrooms.
Separate bathroom. There you go.
I thought it was separate houses.
Well, depends on the bathroom.
Yeah, so if you just joined us, I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. We got Fred Muth in the house, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, Jay Smith, the Snoop inspection as well, longtime friends of the program here. And we're helping you understand more about different buying decisions here in Tampa Bay. So much of our economy is driven by commission-based advice. Sometimes it's salespeople, doing things unscrupulous. Sometimes it's just a missed look. They just overlook things. Either way, we're going to protect you. We want to be your consumer advocate and help you understand those things before they happen. So I wanted to ask you too, Jay. You're talking about these new construction homes. There's a lot of new construction going on. The materials, question about the materials being used. Are they using quality materials? And then also part two of that question is, do most builders offer a warranty for, say, a year, 2 years?
Well, they do. I mean, a matter of fact, most builders are 1 year. Some of them are 2 years. Mm-hmm. And what I would actually recommend, let's say you still didn't get the inspection done. You just bought the house last year, and you're coming up on your 1 year anniversary.
Right.
Get it inspected now, because you have to go through your house and give them a list of things that you would like fixed. I just did one a couple of weeks ago, and believe it or not, it had an extra long duct for your dryer, and there's a helper fan in the middle of it, a booster fan that gets that going. Once it's over 25 feet long, they have to put the booster fan in. Well, guess what?
They did.
Booster fan was not turned on.
Wow.
So basically, they've been washing clothes. 2 young children. You got a mom that's living in the house also helping them with the kids. So you're doing quite a bit of laundry every single day for the last 11 months.
Yeah.
Without that fan working. And now that's actually something that's clogging up that dryer duct. It's either going to possibly cause a fire, do all kinds of things. And one of the recommendations after we do the inspection is, hey, the builder needs to come in here because that wasn't turned on and clean out that duct and make sure that everything is clean and ready to go and working properly now.
That's a fire hazard.
Yeah.
And then secondly, is it backing in chemicals and stuff into the house?
Not so much chemicals, because you're running the lint, the hot air and stuff like that. So it's not a whole lot of a chemical issue because it was the dryer duct. But,
right.
I mean, that helper fan not being on, and literally there was a shutoff switch that someone left off. That's all it was.
Wow. That
it sat for the last year. And a lot of people don't know where that fan is or what it's doing. But now you can hear that little hum when it turns on. I mean, it actually worked when I was there, but it was turned off for the last 11 months.
Just simply overlooked. Just something that was minor. It was overlooked. But, it could have been like that for the next 20 years if nobody found it.
Flip of a switch.
Yeah.
And, their dryer could have either burned up or could have been a lot worse. So who knows what would happen.
And the inoperable fan becomes part of the dam.
Yeah.
That becomes more of a problem.
Absolutely.
It's clogging everything up. It's just there doing nothing. Yeah. Clogging everything up. Great.
Right. Yeah. So when you think about real estate market too, so we got a lot of new construction going on. Mm-hmm. The resale side, what are you seeing on the resales?
Resales, I'd say the biggest thing is because we got so many old homes built in the 50s and 60s is the 4 points. Working through those, running into the electrical issues, still more plumbing issues, and roofs, of course. I mean, we've always got to keep an eye on the roofs here in Florida. Mm-hmm. But, the existing owners think that their house is in perfect shape. They're carrying insurance today, but it's harder for the next owner to get insurance on that home. And that's what they've got to understand. They've got to jump through more hoops. The insurance companies want to know more and more information on these homes. And in September of this year coming up, we've got a new 4-point report coming out that's going to be more extensive than the one that's being used today. So anyone that's thinking about selling their house this summer or next fall, they need to start preparing for this and making sure that their house is still insurable then. It's insured today, but will it be insurable 4 months from now?
Yeah, because that leads to a lot of things. When you talk about the insurance side, passing the 4-point, the insurance it's going to lead to the insurance policy being written, which is going to lead to the mortgage being underwritten, and the lending happening to open up to the buyer pool. Because sometimes some sellers want to cop an attitude and say, well, my house is great. I've lived here for so many, I haven't had any problems. And they say, well, if they want to fix it, they can fix it on their. Well, they have to qualify for the mortgage first.
Yep.
Mr. and Mrs. Seller.
Which means you have to qualify for insurance.
That's right. Yeah, and that's the challenge. And then they say, well, if they draw that hard line and they want to have that type of an attitude and take that type of a posture, the challenge is, okay, now you're cutting out FHA lenders or loans. You're cutting out VA loans. You might be able to get conventional because conventional is a little more laxed when it comes to those types of programs. But do you really want to limit yourself to just cash buyers? Then you're talking about getting, about 20 to 30% less than you could get through a finance buyer.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's what we're running into left and right. We're constantly doing re-inspections because of some issues with the old houses, and not to knock them down, but flippers all the time. Yeah, they like to go in, they like to pretty up the floors, paint the walls, throw some new cabinets in, but they don't look at the electrical panel. Right. They don't. I mean, I had one recently that we'll talk about after the break. Yeah. And I'll do it for you. Let's go through
that success story. Let's talk about that and how you're helping homeowners save money, save time, and just be more informed about their number one asset. In many cases, your number one asset. And so more from Fred Muth, Jay Smith here in studio with me. And we also have our feel-good story of the week. 17-year-old deaf and blind dog helps searchers find missing 3-year-old girl. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Brandon Rhymes 1, Consumer Quarterback Show pages as well. We'll see you right after this short break.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Hi, my name is Joe Stalteri. I'm one of the owners of Complete Care Systems. At Complete Care Systems, we do carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, tile and grout sealing, wood floor and laminate floor deep cleaning, as well as stripping and waxing of linoleum and vinyl floors, and a whole lot more. We also run daily deals and special, which you can find at CompleteCareSystems.com, or simply call Trisha up at 727-364-5158, and she'll answer all your questions and give you over the phone free estimates. Or she'll send me out to your home or office to give you an on-site free estimate. At Complete Care Systems, we don't cut corners, we clean them.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, published author, professional speaker. Check out our book on Amazon, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves. We'd love for you to check out a copy of our book. Taking that book nationwide, we're licensing now, partnered up with Ken Shamrock, UFC Hall of Famer, and WWE legend as well, champion in that ring as well. And partnered up, we're taking this thing nationwide. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. But check out the book on Amazon.com. We'd love for you to check it out. Giving a shout out to Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora, beautiful St. Pete Beach. It's our official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Is Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora. It's got a restaurant, the Castile restaurant on site. Excellent food. Boat docks. You can pull your boat up there if you're a boater like me. I love getting out there with Freedom Boat Club on the weekends. Pool, hot tub, great place to hang out. You got the rooftop 360 lounge with gorgeous views overlooking the Intercoastal Waterway and the Gulf of Mexico. And let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. You're going to get 20% off of your stay over at Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on that discount. Plus, they're going to put a bottle of wine in your room, a nice charcuterie platter. It's going to be awesome. You're going to enjoy it. And back here in studio, we're helping you win. Fred Muth, a.k.a. the Tin Man in the house. Tampa Screens and Aluminum. Jay Smith, the Snoop Dog here in studio as well. A Snoop Inspections. He's going to help you protect your assets as well. And I want to let you know about a hot listing. This property is 5105 Bay Boulevard, Port Richey. 3-bedroom, 3-bath. Martha's Vineyard is the subdivision. $563,000. Gorgeous views overlooking the Gulf of Mexico. Over 3,700 square feet. And you've got a beautiful property here. Gorgeous views of the Gulf of Mexico and Port Richey. Great buying opportunity, compliments of Platinum MVP Realty. $1.5 million property here listed at 9825 Wilski Boulevard. This one's compliments of Platinum MVP Realty as well. $1.5 million listing, 4 bedrooms, 3 full bath, 2 half bath, over 5,500 square foot. And it's a beautiful, ultra unique and exquisite home, perfect for entertaining. It's only one of the only few contemporary homes that you'll find in that West Chase area, just outside of West Chase. Beautiful property here, compliments of Platinum MVP Realty in gorgeous Tampa Bay.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, so we've got Fred Muth in the house, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, Jay Smith, the Snoop Dogg, and we were talking real estate today. Speaking of some real estate, let's talk about this story here. We got the top 10 movie sets in Florida. From Key Largo to Magic Mike, the Sunshine State has enjoyed Hollywood spotlights for decades. Let's see if you guys remember any of these. Let's start with some of the newer ones. So 2012, you guys ever check out Magic Mike? You ever hear about that?
I have not
Maybe
seen
some of the girls did. Maybe some of the women have. Tampa's Ybor City nightlife takes on the spotlight from the underclothed Channing Tatum and Matthew McConaughey. According to Tampa Bay Times, locations around Tampa Bay were used when they did this show. They did the show, or the movie rather, Magic Mike. How about 1998, The Truman Show? You guys remember that one? Jim Carrey.
I didn't know
kind
that
of a
was
weird
here.
story. Yeah, it's unwitting. He's an unwitting celebrity that this take on a reality TV show film. Beautifully filmed in Seaside, a master planned community located in Florida's Panhandle between Panama City Beach and Destin. Many of the movie's 300 extras were residents of Seaside. That was a weird movie.
Carrey's a funny guy.
One of the best of all time,
funny.
isn't he?
I like the faces that he makes.
Yeah.
You know, I try to emulate his faces. It doesn't work.
Yeah, he's basically his face is made of rubber almost. It feels like. Yeah.
The movie that was done in Dade City has to be on there.
Dade City. Let's see, which one was that? Do you remember the name?
Scissorhands.
Let's see. Was that Edward Scissorhands?
Yeah.
It's not on this list.
Really? I can't believe that's not on
weird.
the list.
Wow. Yeah, that's weird. You got okay. So going on our list here, The Right Stuff, Space Race, and NASA's Project Mercury astronauts, based on the book by Tom Wolfe. It took the Kennedy Space Center, still one of the number one attractions. The Right Stuff, and let's see, Scarface. Everybody remembers that one.
Oh, yeah.
1983, a look at Miami's cocaine wars of 1980s captures actor Al Pacino in a career-defining moment as the kingpin, Tony Montoya, it says. I think it's Montana, though, right? Tony Montana. So that was on the list here. The Birdcage. Remember Robin Williams in The Birdcage?
Yep.
That was a good movie. That was Miami Beach as well. Cocoon. I remember that one. Florida retirement home residents found youth from a mysterious swimming pool in this Ron Howard directed flick. Cocoon was shot in and around St. Petersburg Included scenes from St. Petersburg Shuffleboard Club, the Coliseum, and Chanel Island. All right, we got also Stranger Than Paradise. Remember that one? I don't recognize that.
Not really.
Jim Jarmusch. I don't recognize that name. Where the Boys Are. Recognize that one? Me neither. Easy. Well, that was 1960. That might be why. 1953. Easy to Love. Esther Williams performing at Cypress Gardens, and then it has 1948 Key Largo. Humphrey Bogart, Lauren Bacall. Cinematic magic in this film. So interesting. There was also a Netflix series that was very popular as well. Gosh, what's the name of that one? It was really good. The Netflix series that was shot in the Keys. Bloodline. Really good. It was shot in the Keys. Bloodline. It was a real good show. So let's talk about the positivity that we want to inject into your day with our Tell Me Something Good segment here.
Tell me something good.
All right, so we got a 17-year-old deaf and blind dog help searchers find missing 3-year-old girl. A 17-year-old deaf and partially blind blue heeler is being hailed a hero for finding and remaining by the side of a lost 3-year-old girl in Australia. According to ABC News, Aurora went missing around 3 p.m. on April the 20th in Queensland, and after she wandered off on her own in a search of cold and wet weather that night found no trace of her. Early this morning, more than 100 state emergency service workers, volunteers, police, and members of the public resumed a search after they found the girl and to be well with the family's dog, Max, at 8 a.m. Kelly Benson, a partner of Aurora's grandmother, Lisa Bennett, said Bennett and the volunteers found Max first. She found the dog first. Max led her to Aurora. Benson said, "Such a good boy, Max. He stayed with a 3-year-old who was lost near Warwick." Frantically, they were searching for her in Queensland police in a post that has been liked over 28,000 times. So pretty cool.
Now that's a Snoop Dog.
That's a Snoop Dog. Yeah, that's a good one right there. Yeah, that was a good Snoop Dog there.
My friend down in Australia, he took care of it.
Yeah, that's right. So we have the positivity segments. We've had some good stories here on the show. The GoFundMe pages come into play a lot of times, raising money for different scenarios. But it's truly a great world we live in. When you hear those stories, it kind of lightens up the mood a little bit.
Sure does.
Outside of the school shootings and the different things happening,
we need more good stories.
Yeah, more positivity injections, right? All right, so Fred Muth, let's talk to Fred here again. So Fred, you're helping people, add value to their homes. You're building these aluminum screens, and you've been doing it for quite a while now.
Quite a while, and during the break, I'm talking to Snoop Dogg, and I guess I never realized how complicated your inspection business can be compared to what we do with screen enclosures, because you have to get into all the little integral stuff. We don't have to be that intricate initially. Ours are fairly simple. Our product is a fairly simple product. We're not building bridges or selling bridges or whatever. And what's unfortunate in this business, some of the salesmen with other companies, they use that keep it simple, stupid theory. And I just don't agree with that in this type of a business, because it's a fairly simple product that can be explained in 10 or 15 minutes to a customer, and you're not keeping it simple. You're just educating the customer as to what they're going to get.
Right.
I'll sign up a lot of jobs, and people will say, "We're signing up with you because you explained everything." The last guy wouldn't answer questions. He wouldn't explain anything. We really didn't know what we were getting. And so I always advise people who are bidding out these projects, make sure you ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Our company, we aggressively welcome the questions, because we know we can answer them.
Yeah.
And if it's a question we cannot answer, we're going to get you the answer.
Yeah.
And that's every time I'm on the show, I bring that up. And as a homeowner myself, I ask a lot of questions. I may ask the same question 2 or 3 times. If people think I'm being redundant, I just want to make sure that the answer coming back to me is as well redundant.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if there's changes in the answers, then there could be a change in the product. And please, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, continue to ask questions if you're bidding out the project. And again, it's not a bridge; it's a screen enclosure. It's very simple to answer most of the questions on these projects.
What price? Give us a high-low price-wise, Fred, for homeowners, so just in case they're wondering. I've thought about this. I'm thinking about adding one on.
Okay, before the tariff.
Yeah, the aluminum.
Let's
tariff.
talk before the tariff. I think my average number, including in the concrete slab, we're in the 10,000 range. Obviously the size dictates the price. I've got 2 or 3 in bid right now. They're 25,000 plus. Probably the lowest that you can go, including the concrete right now, would be 5 to 6, maybe 7. That's a small room because you have a certain amount of money that goes towards permitting, a certain amount of money that goes towards engineering, and the concrete contractors have a minimum to show up. Yeah. They have to buy so much concrete to get onto the job.
Yep.
So that price continues to rise. Obviously, you drive around, that's all you see is concrete mixer trucks, and they're coming and going. They're pouring foundations for track homes, etc. My little patio is nothing compared to the 18 trucks that are coming in that day to pour the foundations for a track home.
That's right.
the suppliers are getting top buck, and they continue to push the number up because it's there. They're going to get it.
That's right. Yep.
So
it's commercial, there's so much competition when it comes to that. Suppliers as well.
Yes, it is.
All right, stay with us here. Consumer Quarterback Show coming into our final segment. Fred Muth, the 10-man in the house, Tampa Screens and Aluminum. Jay Smith as well here in studio. A Snoop inspection and more from our expert contributors in our lightning round. Stay with us right here. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of Platinum MVP Realty and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. Former USF football player. I played on the inaugural football team at USF. And longtime quarterback on our sports teams, quarterbacking our teams to championships. Now we're quarterbacking introductions to our 80-plus show partners, CPAs, financial advisors, attorneys, home services, doctors, nutritionists, all types of ways that we can help you here with the show. We want to be your consumer advocate and help you understand more about your buying decisions. We're also quarterbacking transactions for our buyers, sellers, and investors out there with our real estate company, Platinum MVP Realty. And we've got 80-plus show partners here that can help you win in any any marketplace. We want to help you win. And in studio today, we got Fred Muth, a.k.a. the Tin Man, Tampa Screens and Aluminum. We've got Jay Smith, a.k.a. the Snoop Dogg, Snoop Inspections here as well, helping you stay educated around your real estate, residential, commercial inspections. He can help you with that. And we want to give a shout out to Chef Will Wagner. He's our official chef on the Quarterback Show. He delivers these awesome organic meals to my home. He can deliver to you as well. He's got a great package where he offers bundled pricing, paleo diets, all types of different diets. He can work around your needs. Chef Will Wagner, you can find him on Instagram, Chef Will Wagner, as well as on our website. You'll find all the contact information for our expert contributors at consumerqb.com. A plethora of information available at our website, consumerqb.com. And also, we'd love for you to reach out or give us a call or a text at our hotline, 813-670-7372, 813-670-7372. Call or text with any questions, comments, or concerns that you may have. We'd love to hear from you.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
All right, so we are in our final segment here. Wanted to get like some parting words of advice from you, Jay. Things that you're seeing, things that homeowners need to be aware of. Some of the maybe a recent success story or things that you're finding that people are making mistakes on.
Just always get an inspection. I mean, I don't care if it's just a condo. We do condos every single day. I mean, we're always doing some kind of condo throughout the whole entire area, whether it's here in Hillsborough or in Pinellas County. You'd be surprised what little things we still find in those that should be addressed before you move in, or possibly getting it addressed by the seller. And of course, homes. I mean, we were talking earlier about the flip houses. We did one, looked beautiful, all brand new switches, outlets, the whole 9 yards. And guess what? Aluminum wiring, and didn't do any upgrades to the aluminum wiring, which makes it very difficult to get insurance. And they had all those wires hanging there and didn't bother to do it. So they had to do it all over again.
Wow. Cost you a lot more money to go around the second time, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I know when I was in construction, I didn't like doing it twice. That's for sure.
That's right. What's the old measure twice, cut once?
Yep.
Measure twice, cut once. And so it is challenging when you buy those flip homes. They look great, but that's why you get the inspection done. You find out these underlying issues. What in a condo, what's some of the issues that you see, like fans with the exhaust access?
Well, we still run into the early 70s where you've got the aluminum wiring. And what's interesting is the condos right now, they're not making them upgrade because the insurance company is getting the entire building that's 80, 100, 500 units or more. They're not coming down on them yet. Sooner or later, then I would say in the next few years, chances are insurance is going to catch up with that and say, all right, now you guys have to upgrade. And you better make sure that the condo association is well funded so that you won't have to worry about possibly paying for that yourself.
Right. Yeah, that's a big part of it when you're looking at buying a condo. What's the HOA, the funding, the reserves? Is there any litigation going on, proposed litigation? Those are issues that you want to find out about your condo.
Absolutely. I live in a condo myself.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's, it has advantages. You've got advantages with, maintenance, and you're ever to close the door and take a vacation or leave whatever you do on your weekends. So some of the challenges that you see with condominiums.
Every day.
Yeah.
All day. I mean, we're even going to walk around the outside and see if there's any deficiencies in general maintenance. And then it's, all we can do is mention it. It's still going to be a matter of getting up with the HOA that's there. And is it on the books? Are they getting ready to paint? What's going on? Where's the status of things?
Yeah. And then commercial buildings too. You help out with some commercial.
We do like commercial buildings. Yep. Not doing full shopping centers right now, but as far as small office buildings, a small building, 2 or 3 units that you're buying, warehouses, all those kinds of things all the time.
Yeah. Yep. And you mentioned Hillsborough, Pinellas, but you're still going up Pasco, you're going down to Manatee.
We still do all 7 counties in the area. So we're doing Sarasota up to Hernando over to Lakeland. So over into Polk County.
That's good. Awesome. Good stuff. Fred, when you go to do a aluminum building or a screen patio, what kind of background do you do on the home when you look at the property?
My best tool is to have a copy of the boundary survey in hand before I even go to the site. The boundary survey is truly going to educate me as to how big I can build the enclosure. South Tampa is an interesting area because in South Tampa you'll find a lot of utility easements and drainage easements that the homeowner has no clue that they're there. In some cases, the easement takes 10 feet off the back of the property. And, people will want to build into the easement. And, of course, you being a realtor, you know that you cannot build into the easement.
Right.
And so that's a big tool, a great tool. As a matter of fact, when I leave here now, I'm going to one in South Tampa that I've got the survey in the car. So when I go there to measure it, I know exactly how far we can go. And there's nothing worse than having the customer disappointed because the size of their square footage has just decreased by 50%,
right,
based on what's available, per their parcel, and the setbacks. The other things are, if the house is 20, 30, 40 years old, obviously these enclosures are attached to that. In some cases, the screens, for example, they have a structural gutter that's attached to the fascia board. We want to make sure that wood is solid, because the only thing that's really holding that cage up is that fascia board and our attachment. So that's a big issue to us in this business. And everybody who works for Tampa Screens is very well aware when they go out to estimate a job, first thing they look for is if there's any signs of broken down wood at the fascia board, which you would know, Snoop. It's the little black. It starts to turn black and run down. You see it all the time.
All the time.
And of course, there's a lot of times they just had the fascia soffit guy come in on the rehab on the flip home, and he goes right over top of real soft wood with ants and everything in there, and he just covers it up.
And a lot of people don't know, if they've got the covering of the aluminum over top of the wood's rotting out behind the aluminum. It's literally just hanging there.
More so, more so, because now you're trapping the moisture.
Yep.
So these small things. Foundation is always an issue, and we want to make sure that the water will drain and go in the right direction. I don't want to put your water in that guy's yard because there's going to be a problem later on.
Right.
And in a lot of cases that happens. So we find ways to make that water go in different directions.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy that I use for concrete, Bill Connor, the guy is sharp. If I sell something wrong for him, you would hear him coming down on me, and he should. But him and I think alike on the foundations and the drainage.
Doesn't it depend on whether you like that guy? If you don't like him, does it really matter?
I'll tell you, the guy's poured 500 slabs for me. Do I like him?
You love him.
No, I'm talking about the neighbor. We're not worried about the water going over to the neighbors. Like, do you like the neighbor or not?
Oh, it depends on how much water he wants.
So a couple things that kind of resonated with me there is over promising and under delivering. That's the cardinal sin in sales, right? So when you mentioned the survey and not taking into account the easements, how far do you have to be off of an easement? It varies for different municipalities, setbacks wise.
And depending on, I use South Tampa as great examples. If it's a screen enclosure with a screen roof, and let's say the easement takes up the last 5 feet of the property, I can go right up to the easement because the setback for a screen roof is 5 feet. If the customer wants an aluminum roof, a solid roof, a composite roof, insulated roof, unfortunately, I have to set 20 feet off of the rear lot line for that in South Tampa, or anywhere in the city of Tampa. With the exception of some planned unit developments. Some PUDs have a 15 or a 10-foot setback, but but very few and far between. So to answer your question, if there's a 5 or 10-foot easement on the back end, the easement is irrelevant as long as I don't build into it, because the lot line is where the setback begins. So I can count 20 feet from the lot line, even though the first 10 feet is the easement. We just can't build in the easement.
Yeah. With the screen roof, you can do right up to the easement.
Right up to it. Right. I can go 5 feet from the rear lot line with a screen roof. I can go 20 feet from the rear lot line with a solid roof in the city of Tampa. Pasco County, I'm 5 feet from the rear lot line with anything. Hillsborough County, I'm 3 foot from the rear lot line in most cases with a screen roof, and 10 feet from the rear lot line with a solid roof. So
nice.
these numbers really haven't changed in the many years that I've been in this business.
Yeah.
So I don't have to study that. So when I go to the project, I know exactly how big we can build the room. if I had the survey in hand.
Awesome. Good stuff. Well, I want to thank Fred Muth, the Tin Man, for coming in. Tampa Screens and Aluminum. Jay Smith as well, longtime friend of the program. The Snoop Dogg, A Snoop Inspection. We want you reaching out to our expert contributors. They're going to help you avoid a lot of commission-based advice, help you be a little bit more up to tune with things happening in the marketplace, and help you protect your assets, protect things happening. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Pack up some food, carrying it with you, hand it to that person that you see in need, and be a force for good in the community. We'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.